Hi everyone! Today we're going to be doing Mummy Math, which is an at-home activity for Halloween for parents to do with their first grade children. So like I said, Mummy Math is a fun at-home activity for parents to do with students, which helps them practice counting, estimation, and measurement. So what's the point of this activity? This activity enforces one-to-one correspondence for the child's counting. So one-to-one correspondence means that when you're counting, each object, or in this case, each square of toilet paper being counted will receive one number. So this is a very important foundation for any early math student. And this activity also helps us practice counting big numbers depending on how many squares of toilet paper we will use. So the more toilet paper that is wrapped around, the more numbers we'll have to count, so we could end up counting up to 100 or even further. And estimation is also introduced, which is an important skill to have for any math problem in the future. And we will be practicing measurement with inches. Before starting, you need to grab a few rolls of toilet paper, a measuring tape, and you'll need to print the worksheet on the following slide. So this is the worksheet we'll be following along with throughout the activity that needs to be printed, and you can feel free to pause this video at any time when you need to catch up or if you need time to complete the activity. So step 1. Parents, you'll need to ask your child, how many squares of toilet paper do you think it would take to wrap yourself up in toilet paper like a mummy? And then you'll record the answer on the worksheet. So asking them this question first is important because, as the mummy says right here, it introduces the concept of estimation. Next, we'll have to get out our measuring tape and measure how many inches one square of toilet paper is, and we'll record this on the worksheet. And this mummy again is saying that this helps us practice our measuring skills. So now we will measure how many inches the length of our bodies are with the tape measure. So parents, you'll need to help your children with this step, but if you want to incorporate them into this step, you can put your finger on where their height lands on the tape measure and have them read that to you so that they're still reading it and practicing their measuring skills. So now here comes the fun part. We're going to take our toilet paper and begin to wrap ourselves up like mummies. So parents, you'll need to assist your child with this step. And we need to keep in mind that we are doing this to figure out how many squares of toilet paper it takes to cover our bodies. So you can either count the squares as you wrap yourself, or you can count them as you unwrap, whichever you think will be easier for you to figure out how many squares of toilet paper you used. So now we're going to record the answer for how many squares of toilet paper it takes, and then answer the conclusion question on the worksheet. So you can pause the video if you need to do that, and then come back when you're done. Okay, so here's our final step. Parents, you can have a discussion about how we estimate and how our total would change if we had wrapped a bigger or smaller person. So you can ask them, do you think we would need more or less toilet paper to wrap me? Or you can say, do you think we would need more or less toilet paper to wrap your little brother? So this helps them get a better idea of, different sized people will take different amounts of toilet paper, and it helps them start thinking in that way. So if you're looking for more of a challenge, or if you want to include an older sibling in this activity, you can add multiplication to it. So you can figure out how many total squares of toilet paper you used by multiplying the length of one square of toilet paper by the total number of squares that you used. And then you can also practice converting units within the metric system by converting your total inches that you found from that multiplication question above. You can convert the inches to feet and then to meters. So here are the credits. Narrator Emily Henry, recording with the Screencast-O-Matic, and I found this activity, the concept for Mummy Math, on Pinterest, which led me to this link for Math Geek Mama, and I got all of my images off of Google.